Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day, out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, is the Two of Vessels, an attraction. And when this card came up, I was like, all right, great. We talked about healing our finances yesterday, and it's been pretty much a financial week, looking at asset allocation and just taking our time and, going steady at it. And, the attraction comes up. And, a lot of people will relate to this, being, emotions and love and psychic ability. But I look at it as the opportunity to start attracting a little bit of security, a little bit of stability, a little bit of materialism, a little bit of wealth, right? Because what you've done since walking out of that world tree is you see that things has a death period and a life period with the journey, right? There's a transformation going on, and you're transforming your finances, right? You're keeping your eyes on a prize with the archer out there, and staying focused and dedicated to what you need to do. Okay, you looked at your balance sheet, you looked at your checkbook, and you see more money going out than you have coming in. Okay, so how are you going to change that? Well, you have to limit your spending or increase your income. Okay, and limiting your spending is probably a bit better than increasing your income, unless you got a side hustle, on top of your full-time job, right? But still, if you're doing both of those and your income's still lacking behind, then, it's time to start limiting some of that, the deficit that you're, making cuts. Luckily, you're the CEO of your own organization, all right? And you don't have to cut employees, okay? You just have to cut the overhead, right? And in doing so, you've recognized that, if I just take that nice, slow, easy path with the horse, okay, that Knight of Stones, being that fighter tactician, I'm going to fight for what I need, all right? And I'm going to be diligent on my path, because the horse is carrying you, right? The archer's walking by him, and, they're staying, true to your goal, okay? And, the Knight of Stones, being that fighter, he is going to fight for your right to party, right? But in this case, he's going to fight for your right to move forward in your finances. If you want to go get that Starbucks coffee, he's going to look at you and say, don't do it. Just drink water. All right? Because that's what you're paying for. You're paying $6 for water. Right? You can take it out of your tap for free. It's that common sense approach. And you may have that money in your pocket, but, take that money, go home and, put it in a jar, right? And save it for a rainy day. Or if you're not putting it on a credit card, you've got less of an expense at the end of the month to pay. Looking at those subscriptions and stuff like that. And in yesterday's card with the Seven of Stones, the healing, you realize, okay, this is what I need to do. And it's eye-opening. It's also healing for you, right? Because now you can look at it and say, if I go ahead and heal this, and it starts making some headway, I'm going to feel better about it later on. And then the Two of Vessels, attraction shows up. And it's that initial attraction that really, it jolts you, right? The exploration of a potential relationship with you and your money, all right? And that just stops, you have to look at it and say, okay, money is good. Money is my friend, all right? I can use this, to start accumulating wealth, okay? But I need to stay on track, okay? And by staying on track, I need to attract to me that discipline. I need to attract to me that perseverance. I need to attract to me, okay, the feeling of not going through that habit of going through that Starbucks line, or through DoorDash or whatever, right? I need to start looking at that attraction and saying, you know what? Those options aren't attractive to me anymore. Okay? If I want to go out to eat, go out to eat. Don't pay the extra $8 to $10, $15 to have somebody deliver it to you. All right, because that just takes the negative piece of it away from you. You want positive action, and that's what this card is giving you. The Two of Vessels, it's positive action. Okay, it's attracting more positive action for you to stay dedicated to your cause. Okay, and that just seems, that unites a chemistry between you and the goal that you're trying to accomplish, right? Whether that's save $5 or save $5,000. Okay, and it may even attract people into your life to give you mentorship, all right, to help you with balancing those goals that you have out there. Putting you on to a loan expert to possibly consolidate stuff, right? You start attracting people to start coming to you to help with the issue. And the way you did that is by putting it out to the universe. All right. Once you throw that out to the universe is not going to let it go. It's going to bring it back to you. And that's part of that attraction, right? Part of that attraction as well on your end is you have to stay positive. You have to stay in that mindset of saying, you know what? I'm going to heal my finances. I'm going to take this step by step. I'm going to be dedicated, committed, persevere through every hardship that I'm going to go through. Knowing that at the end of the day, maybe at the end of the year, I've attained my goal. Maybe at the end of the month I've attained. And at the same time, you're working on your relationships, you're working on your career, you're working on your spiritual aspect. All those things are being worked on as well, right? And you're gaining traction. Okay. So, with this card, the Two of Vessels attraction, it could be a love coming in. All right. It could be somebody coming in to, give you an opportunity to move forward with your finances, right? But you have to be very careful. Watch the body language of these people that are coming at you. Are they doing so because they want more of your money? Okay, use your intuition, use your gut, right? Ask your higher spirits to put people in your path. And you discern who you choose to handle your finances, all right, or give you that mentorship, all right? And look at the non-vocal communication that's going on as well. And be very aware, okay, that through that communication and through, the body language and everything like that, that Mercury's in retrograde for the next couple, 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so there's going to be some inward looking in on your own around your finances, but it's also going to be very cautious and very, using your intuition to make sure that people that are inviting in, okay, are helping you attain your goals. So use that intuition, all right? Don't rely on people giving you the sales speech, right? Listen to what they have to say very carefully. Watch their body language, and then make your decision. Don't do so rashly. Do so in a nice decision, all right? Where you just take your time, you think about it. If somebody's pushing you, if somebody's pressing you on stuff, just back off. Say, you know what? Let me think about it, or I don't think this is for me. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a call, when I think the timing is right. So that's today's card of the day, the Two of Vessels, an attraction out of the Wildwood Tarot deck. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, give me a thumbs up. Check the link out down below if you'd like a personal reading in the description box. And this is D for Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.